Welcome to Central Coast Newspapers. Weekly news 5 at 5, January 14, 2021. COVID-19 concerns dominated the Central Coast over the Christmas New Year holiday period, with residents queuing for many hours at testing clinics and a dramatic shortage of home-administered rapid antigen tests. Meanwhile, Omicron case numbers on the coast are rising sharply, according to official numbers. We're told from reliable sources that there are 50-odd people in hospital and there have been 6 COVID-related deaths on the coast since Christmas Eve. CCN has a daily update on our website so you can keep an eye on the local trends. Supermarkets are running low and it's not about panic buying this time. The Transport Workers Union says that the empty shelves underscore the federal government's failure to provide rapid antigen tests for transport workers, with up to 50% of truck drivers absent due to COVID-19. The National Cabinet removed the requirement for truck drivers to have rolling 7-day tests on January 6, but the move could be too little too late, with the TWU saying the country's supply chain is under significant pressure. And the council's administrator, Rick Hart, has handed over the running of council to Chief Executive David Farmer while he's on holidays. The community strategic plan that outlines all spending for the next 3 years is being finalised now by Farmer without much community input. All this is because the administrator wants to get it into an iPart so he can argue for a continued rate increase and to support his case for a water rate increase too later in the year. And it's cricket season across the country, though another cricket season is set to be a permanent feature across the Central Coast. Entrepreneur Mikkel Overgaard has started producing protein powder from crickets. Overgaard moved to the Central Coast with his family from Denmark when he was 10, and after several years of world travels has returned to the region and established a new company. He's now launched Grub Protein and produces such items as cricket-based protein powder, corn chips and pasta, as well as roasted crickets. And Terrigal Matcham Cricket Club old boy Justin Navando has been called up to the Big Bash League, first in 2 games for the Melbourne Stars and then 1, so far at least, for the Sydney Sixers.
More COVID chaos through the Sydney Sixers, and then the coach called me and said, "Hey mate, are you still on the Stars list?" And I was like, "I don't think so." And then the Sixers went, "Well, we got a spot for you open in the batting."
Getting into the 90s. As that has been hammered to the boundary, Abendano up and over and nearly out of the ground. Watch yourself in the deep.
It looks like I might be playing the next couple of games depending on injury and more COVID chaos. You know, I could be playing essentially against one team tomorrow and then potentially line it up in the quarterfinal with it. I've got no idea who I'm going to be playing for in a week's time.
Just today, the weekend's F3 derby match between the Mariners and the Jets has been cancelled due to circulation of COVID-19 throughout the Newcastle camp. Now, preparations pivot towards Tuesday evening's FFA Cup semi-final against Sydney FC to be played at Jubilee Stadium in Sydney.
Look, people don't want games postponed. At the end of the day, if you can't field the team, then it's not great for the sport. But obviously, it's going to mean a backup of games and a bit of a headache for the APL. But I think once most clubs have been through it, then hopefully that'll be on the decline in terms of games getting postponed. But yeah, it's just probably week to week at the minute, so it's frustrating for everyone and the fans and the players and everybody. But it's happening all over the world, so if we follow that same pattern, I think the games will start going ahead.
Yeah, of course. You've got to keep spirits high and keep the positivity up, otherwise you're probably in for a long season. We're just like such a good group of boys. Once you've got that, you can go a long way.
And of course, all these stories and tens of thousands more can be found on our news website without a paywall for locals, and in this week's editions of Coast Community News, Coast Community Chronicle and the Pelican Post. So keep an eye out for those new print editions, which are back fresh this week. Grab a copy at your favourite distribution spot and catch up on all the news that happened over the holidays so far. We leave you this week with the sad news or disappointing at least, that the Coastal Twist Festival, due to start next week, has been, like so many other things, postponed. This one until September. Here's a taste of the fun you can look forward to in spring. See ya.